John, apologies for not talking about the game, but the biggest news at the moment is the league. It's the grand final deal has been reversed. We've now got a unite rounds, grand final hosting rights back on the menu for the highest rated seed. I know Western last season came out and said that they weren't a fan of the decision and they hoped it would be reversed. It's now been reversed. What's your reaction?
I'm pleased that has been reversed. I just thought it wasn't, what we've grown up, what we've had in our history of our game. It's always been the highest qualifier has always been the team that's hosted the grand final, and I liked it that way, and I'm glad it has been reversed. I mentioned it last season, so excited about that. Excited, because if you're top and you finish as high as possible, you deserve to have that home ground advantage.
I mean, coming into the A-League men's season, it felt like maybe it didn't have the same buzz as the A-League women's season because Women's World Cup gave that a bit of a boost. But do you now feel just a bit of added extra excitement on the eve of the season that we could have really used?
Yeah, no, I have. And also, when you look at the Socceroos been playing, they played England at Wembley, a lot of those boys that played in the A-League. Then you had the game the other night against New Zealand, or the other morning here. All of a sudden, there's a bit of a buzz about the A-League again, and I'm excited. I know the players are excited. It's always exciting that first week because it's a long pre-season, it's a long off-season, and you just want to get into it. And now we've got an extra round that snuck up on us. We didn't know about it until late last week, but I'm okay with that. 27 rounds. The more football we play, the better it is, not only for the players and the coaching staff and all the people involved, for the fans. I think more football, the better.
And you start off the season with a derby game against Melbourne City. I'll get it out the way first. Fitness-wise, do you have a full squad to choose from, or are any boys carrying any, knocks from pre-season or long-term injuries that you're still managing in round one?
Fitness-wise, the only one that's not quite there is Nikita Rukavica. He arrived late, as we know. But other than that, everyone's been pretty well. The whole pre-season's been going really well. The ones that had sort of injuries that they carried over from last season, in terms of Rami Nazarene, in terms of Reece Bozanowski and Connor O'Toole, they've had a really good pre-season. Probably lack a little bit of game time in that sense, but the others, you look at Daniel Pena, who arrived here, that he came off of a ACL injury. He's been playing the last 3 friendly games, and so we're looking good. We're looking that we can pick it from a full squad. If there's 1 or 2 players that might miss out, we'll have to see, but at the moment it's a full squad.
Obviously some changes in personnel since the last season. You've run through a few of them there, but last campaign not going the way that you want to. Have you adjusted your approach in any way? You're trying different new things, trying to maximise some of the attributes of the players that you've brought in?
Yeah, definitely we are. We've got more legs, and we'll use that. I'm a coach that sometimes you get given players because you've signed for a club and they're already there, that you have to adjust to, what your playing style might be a little bit. And so now that we've got players that have got legs, we'll be very dynamic. We're exciting going forward. We can press for longer periods. We can really, make sure that we put the opposition under pressure, and you'll see that. And you'll see that the players, they're willing to work. They work for each other, and we got quality. We got really good quality going forward. I mentioned Pena. Then, there's also Denzaki that's come into it. We also have Thurgate that's added that, those legs in midfield. So we've got a number of new players that gives us that energy throughout the team.
Coming up against Melbourne City, they're trying to integrate a lot of new faces into that team as after a bit of an exodus in the off-season. Does that ability to jump and press and stay on teams for much longer, maybe that's something you can exploit this week, given that the chemistry for them won't be there, so you can knock them off their game further?
Yeah, look, we're a little bit the same. We've signed a lot of new players as well, so they're similar to us in terms of, they'll get better as the season goes on, like we will. And it will be a difficult game no matter what, even if their chemistry is not quite there. But we played them already twice in pre-season, so it's been good to get a gauge of where they're at, where we're at. We've watched them in the Asian Champions League. We've also, watched them in the Australian Cup, so we know what they're capable of doing. They've got some really good players, but we believe that we match up well against them.
just one more from me. I'll let Marco have another go before I keep going for another 10 minutes. But I saw Osasuna sent you a good luck message on the eve of the season. Did you tee that up, or did that take you by
No,
surprise?
it took me by surprise. I got told yesterday that they were thinking about doing something, and they were surprised. I didn't know that they really followed, first of all, the A-League, and second of all, myself. It's been a while since I played there, but it was really nice of them to do that, and it shows that our game has got the reach. It's even getting to Spain and La Liga, and Osasuna fans will be following and watching West United quite closely.
Must feel pretty good knowing that they're still following you and there's still depth of affection all these years later.
It does. Look, I won't lie. I had a great time there, 4 years. I still follow them and watch them, and to see that they feel the same way towards me, it means that I must have done something okay there.
Marco, do you have anything before I keep going?
Yeah, sorry. Oh, good. Hey, Johnny, I heard you said that you played Melbourne was in the pre-season. A couple of years when you won the league, you also played them a few times, well, because of COVID in the pre-season, you couldn't play anywhere else.
Yeah.
Did that show where you needed to be? Like, I know they're not the same team as them, but is there similar this time?
Yeah, it is similar. It gives us the confidence that we saw where they're at and where we're at, and that was the same a few years ago. That we had to. They were the benchmark. I still think they're going to be one of the strongest teams in the comp. They definitely signed the players to do that. So I think that with us, it gives us confidence. It gives our players confidence that we know what they're capable of doing. We know what we can do against them. But also the last few friendly games we played, Adelaide United and Western Sydney Wanderers, and we matched up really well against both of those sides who try and play similar football to City. Different players, of course, but they still try and play that way, and we played really well against them. So that will give our boys confidence that to go into the game against a strong side.
Jamie Young playing against you. He was, pretty key to your championship win, and also just in his 2 years. What are your thoughts on him going to, there?
Oh, look, it's always nice to come up against the players that you've coached, as long as they don't play well against you. So I'm hoping Jamie doesn't have a good game against us. He was a pleasure to work with. I not only worked with him here, also at Brisbane Roar, and we got some great memories together that we ended up winning a championship together. But now we're on opposite sides, and I'm sure he's focused on his job and we're focused on ours.
And how's Tommy Hewitt-Bell going?
Really well, really well. Both goalkeepers are doing well. They're youngish. I would say that Thomas Hewitt-Bell is not so young, but he hasn't played a lot of first-team football. But he's had a good pre-season. He's enjoying it here, and I think that he'll have an outstanding season in terms of the way that he's gone about his pre-season.
Yeah. So you just said about him not being young. When I saw he was 26, that was a bit sort of almost a surprise. I mean, he's been around for a bit. He's just been wanting that sort of chance, hasn't he?
Yeah, and that can happen with goalkeepers. That it takes a while for them to get that opportunity, especially when you're your second choice. A lot of the time, if the goalkeeper in front of you, doesn't get injured or suspended, that it's a difficult position. You have to bide your time. You have to be patient. You have to keep working on your game. You have to make sure that you're ready for the opportunity. And he has been doing that the last 4 or 5 years. He's been working hard on his game. And we've noticed that when he's been here with us, in the games that he's played, in training, he's shown that he's at a good level.
Mate, you mentioned Pena before. What can we expect from him this season?
You can expect a lot from Daniel. We know about his quality. I didn't realise that his work rate and his willingness to work for his teammate, what that was like. It's incredible. He's a winner. He wants to win, and we know that he can create something out of nothing, and that's something that we believe that we missed last season, and that he can open up a defence. When a defence is sitting deep, he can also play, through balls and a defence is high. So he's got that ability to change a game at any moment.
And also, mate, just one more. the news about you guys being able to play some games at the training ground there. I mean, how happy are you about that, and when's the first one of them, going to be?
Yeah, I'm not sure when the first one will be, but how happy? Well, we're over the moon because it finally gives us a base. It gives us the home ground advantage that we don't have to play in different stadiums all the time. The first few rounds that we play, our home fixtures will be in Ballarat. We're looking forward to them. We know that that will probably be it in terms of our Ballarat game, so we'll make the most of that. And then once we go to Tarneet, that's our home, and we're excited. We can start to build not only as a team but as a club, build our home base there.
Will you still train where you are now, or will you train out there as well now?
Not sure. I'm as soon as we can get in there, I'm pretty sure the club wants us to get in there. So, the training facilities is ready to go probably in a month or so. So we'll see how quickly we can get in there.
Thanks, mate.
In terms of the trading base, there's a trading base. There's not a lot out there right now. Aside from that, it's pretty empty space. Do you know if the club's planning on doing anything surrounding that to try to make a bit of a day of it? I think Chris Palavanis in the past has spoken of that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I have heard about that they're trying to do stuff so people can get there early and have marquees and food trucks and to make a real day of it. So I hope they do. It'll be great if they did, and then we can make a sort of not just the game but the community getting together. That'll be nice if we can do that, and I'm hoping, but I haven't heard any more. Just try to focus on the team.
Because you touch on it there, community, and I know you've spoken often about the project here at Western United, not just the team but the club. And in your playing career, you played for a lot of clubs that were the community. They were one and the same. They were fully integrated. Just how do you go about building that now that you can move into that training base and really just not only playing in Western Melbourne, but, if you know what I mean, becoming Western Melbourne's team, an avatar of your region?
Yeah, that's so important. That not only are we playing there, that we'll be training there, that we have to get out in the community as often as possible. That means schools, that means clubs, that means just getting out there and people seeing us, and then the community wanting the boys and girls wanting to represent Western United because they know that's their club of that region, and I've been fortunate enough to have played in, over in Europe in those clubs. That's it. That's their town. That's their team that they follow. That's their team that they want to represent. And you are representing each individual there. So we're excited about that. And there's still a lot of work to be done. We're not saying that it's going to be, massive overnight, but it's a good start. It's somewhere where we can know that we're going to grow that club, our club, and also grow that community.
Because a lot of the time, maybe not so much in a modern context with a lot of movement, but clubs have in the past sort of the way that they've played the game as well has been representative of their community, working class towns, that sort of thing. Are there any sort of values that you'll be looking to implement on the pitch to match the west of Melbourne?
Yeah, I think that's that hard work and that they're working hard for each other. I think that represents the Western Melbourne. They're hard-working people. A lot of them have migrated to Australia that from all over the world, and they come here to have a better life, and they have to work hard to have a better life. And so that will be definitely something that will represent, and that on the field that's something that will drive. And then obviously, our football, we want to, play an exciting brand that the people enjoy watching as well. But, that hard work has to be in our DNA.
I guess last one from me. We touched on Pena before and what he can bring to the side. Has he been given the green light to fill the Diamante role of effort the goals in that direction, long-range efforts?
He's already tried a couple of long-range efforts. He tried one the other day against Adelaide with his right foot, so that means he's feeling confident. And then he tried one against Western Sydney Wanderers, so he's got that in his locker. So, it wouldn't be surprised if he scores one of those goals this season. All good, Marco?
The games against City in the pre-season, how'd they go?
I can't remember the results. Pretty sure we won one, and maybe they won one, something like that. But they were good games. We were happy with the performances, put it that way.
Awesome. Thanks, Marco.
can't hear.
Oh,
Johnny,
yeah. Can you hear me?
Hold on. Why is it muted again?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I didn't
Yeah.
hear that at all.
I can't remember exactly. I think we won one, they won one, something like that. But they were close games. They were good games.
And how you reckon Roscoe will go on Saturday?
Hopefully he wins. Yeah. Look, I'll always be looking to see what results after the game, and the only time that I hope he loses is against us. So, it was good to see them do well in the cup, and they're playing some good football, and they look like they're going to be an exciting team to watch. So, again, first round, you just never know. Because pre-season's one thing, Australian Cup is one thing. Then once the league starts, it's completely different. So it'll be a good game. Macarthur have also recruited pretty well, and they've got that they've played a few games in the Asian Cup there. What's that cup called?
AFC.
AFC Cup. So they'll be ready for that one as well.